Good to meet all of us.
Likewise.
Namaste ji. Very delighted to continue with our Sutra studies.
Yes.
Yes, we can now begin. Please bring your palms together at the heart center. We will chant the Mangalacharan. यस्त्यक्त्वा रूपमाद्यं प्रभवति जगतो अनेकधानुग्रहाय प्रक्षीणक्लेशराशिर्विषमविषधरो अनेकवक्त्र सुभोगी सर्वज्ञानप्रसूतिर्भुजगपरिकर प्रीतये यस्य नित्यं देवो हीशः सोऽव्यात् सितविमलतनुर्योगदो योगयुक्तः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently bow your head down. Bring yourself to the class. Prepare yourself for the session. When you're ready, gently lift your head up. Open your eyes, external eyes. Namaskara. We have been studying Sutra number 27. Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. We see that we were initiated into the mantra Om, the chanting of mantra Om at this very sutra. Now, where we have written this sutra, just make a small note. Just make a small note. Nama, Nama, Rupa, Nama, Rupa, Leela, Leela, Dhama, Dhama. Nama, Rupa, Leela, Dhama. There are 4 ways of reaching, yes, this understanding the essence of Ishvara. 4 ways to reach the Ishvara. We saw the mantra Om is an instrument. So under which category it falls? The category Nama. Apart from Nama, which are the other instruments to realize Ishvara? Rupa. Rupa, that is physical form of divinity. So in the temples we will see personified forms of divinities. So Rupa. Leela. Leela, that is meditating upon different spiritual experiences of the previous gurus or other people. That is Leela. And Dhama. Dhama is visiting a place of spiritual importance, like Char Dhama. So out of these 4, Rupa, Leela, Dhama are a part of Bhakti Yoga. Are a part of Bhakti Yoga. And Nama would be a part of Jnana Yoga and Raja Yoga. So out of Nama, Rupa, Leela and Dhama, the highest seeker would chant the Nama still. It is more subtle. Apart from Nama, there would be a seeker who would not only want to have the sound vibration inside, but would want to see the form of divinity in front of the eyes. That is Rupa. A seeker would like to listen to the experiences of divinity of others. That is Leela. And there would be seekers who would visit different places. That is Dham. So we can say for the seeker who is a beginner, what is advised first? Char Dhama, Dhama, or visiting the place. By seeing others meditate, one feels When one sees, oh, masses are together, so many people are worshipping the Ishvara, the truth, that means even I should worship. So instead of worshipping at home, where would the seeker go? To places of spiritual importance, because the requirement to see physically that others are also worshipping is important for such a kind of seeker. That is Dhamma. Then after that, the seeker would want to experience this for oneself and would want to know more. So if we go to Baba Nibkaroli ashram, wouldn't we be wanting to know what were the experiences of the Shishyas, the students of Baba Neep Karoli? So, wanting to know more about personalized events and incidents would come under Leela. Then the Rupa. Now, I don't want to visit a pilgrimage or shrine. I want to bring God home so that I could meditate on the divine form. So, visiting a temple nearby or making a temple at home, Rupa. And then I don't want to outwardly see the God, I want to realize the God within me. That is Nama. That is Nama sadhana. So, when we talk about the sutra, Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha, it falls under the first category, that is Nama. We saw that Ishvara is the earliest guru of the gurus. And when we talked about the mantra Om, Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha, the mantra Om is being talked about. The name of the mantra Om is Pranavaha. So this mantra shares a relationship with Ishvara. Like what? So there are two important kinds of relationship. One is Sanketatmak. Second is Prakashatmak. Sanketatmak. One which hints. So is home the Om hinting about Ishvara? Sanketatmak. Sanketatmak. Is it Ishvara saying that I can be reached through Om? No. Yes, Ishvara would not say that I would be reached through Om. So it is not Sanketatmak. Then is it Prakashakruta? Is it realized by others? That answer is also no. So let's see what this Pranava or Om is. Neither it is Sanket Kruta, neither it is Prakashakruta. Then what is it? We will read the Bhashya. Tasya Vachakah Pranavah. भाष्यं वाच्य ईश्वर प्रणवस्य किमस्य संकेतकृतं वाच्य वाच्यकत्वम् अथ प्रदोप प्रकाश वदवस्थित इमित्तः स्थितोस्य वाच्यस्य वाचकेन सह संबंधः. So this particular line by Vyasa says स्थितोस्य वाच्यस्य वाचकेन सह संबंध. What is the relation of Om with Ishvara? Sthito. Sthito is established. So when we look at Sthito, when we look at this sutra, Sarva Shabda Arthabhidana Samarthya iti Sthitah. Sarva Shabda Arthabhidana Samarthya iti Sthitah. What is the meaning of Sthitah? Sarva Shabdana. All that is possible by the grace of Ishvara, all the experiences that are possible with the grace of Ishvara. Arthabhidana, understanding of those experiences is sthito. So when we say Om, it encompasses all the experiences of Ishvara. It contains all those experiences. It's not only Sanketa Kruta, Prakash Krut, but everything. For example, you want to reach Rishikesh. You know where Rishikesh is. In Rishikesh, you want to visit Kriya Yoga Ashram. You know where Kriya Yoga Ashram is. But still, when you reach Rishikesh, you want to ask as a first time visitor that I want to go to this place. I am at the right place. How do I go about? You want to check, even when you reach Rishikesh, a certain address that you want to arrive, you want to check with 2, 3 people. That is this the place? So that is the mantra Om Pranavaha. What you already know. And having the understanding of where you want to reach, it is simply going to remind you. It is simply going to direct you. That is the mantra Om Sthitau Sthita. The place is the same even after you come after 50 years. The Rishikesh is going to be Rishikesh. A certain ashram would be called a certain ashram. But you would see, oh, things have changed. Like in the past birth, you have done a lot of sadhana. So what would be that point which would remind you of your previous sadhanas? That would be the mantra Om. So where you have to arrive, that you know, where that place is, you're sure that it is the same place, but still, with the help of the Guru, who is the person who gives you this address or reconfirms, oh, this is the address, it is your Guru. That is the work of mantra Om. So when we study the mantra Om, when we are chanting the mantra Om, we are meditating on A, U, and Ma. A person who chants the mantra Om with a long akara which stems from the solar plexus, Nabi. It is said such a person who chants Om with a long akara, then ukara and makara, gets the understanding of everything possible at the worldly level, reaches the peak of material success. The one who chants the mantra Om with extension on U gains different siddhis, understanding of beyond earth, different realms. And one who chants with an extended Ma and applies the Brahmari Pranayam in Om, Ma is said to move towards moksha or liberation. So beyond the earthly realm, beyond the spiritual aspirations, one goes towards moksha or liberation. So Ma, with the specific intention, it has to be chanted. Then further the sutra says, Sanketastu Ishwarasya sthitamevartham dhinayati अवस्थितः पितृपुत्रयोः सम्बन्धः संकेतेनावद्य इत्ये अयमस्य पिता अयमस्य पुत्र इति सर्गान्तरस्यैवपि वाच्यवाचक शक प्रत्यक्षस्थैव संकेतः क्रियते संप्रतिपत्ति नित्यता नित्यः शब्दार्थ संबंध इत्यगामिनः प्रतिजान्ते. So, like when the father and son are standing together, we I think discussed the last time also, people can clearly see the relation between the two. Still, one introduces them, oh, I am his son. Or somebody says, he is the son of the gentleman standing next to him, or he is the father of so and so standing next to him. So the relation between Om and Ishvara is same. A guru simply points out this relation. Here, sage Patanjali has done it for us in Sutra number 27. We will chant Sutra 28. This sutra will talk about how the sadhana of Om is to be done. Tajjapastadartha bhavanam. Tajjapastadartha bhavanam.
Japasthadarthanam.
Pranavasya japah pranava bhidyeyasya cha ishwarasya bhavana tadasya yoginah pranava japatah pranavarthancha bhavayatischit चित्तम एकाग्रम संपद्यते तथा च उक्तम स्वाध्याय योग मासिक योगात्म स्वाध्य आद्य माम इनतेत स्वाध्यामासते. Swadhyaya yoga sampatya paramatma prakashate. Now, this very sutra helps us as to how to chant the mantra Om. So, when we look at the chanting, Shodasha Nyasa, every mantra that has ever been composed has to be chanted with 16 kriyas, which are known as Shodasha Nyasa. Shodasha Nyasa. Shodasha is 16. 16 Nyasa. Out of these 16, at least 3 are mandatory. What are these 3? Anga Nyasa, Kara Nyasa, and Hrudayashinya Nyasa. Anga Nyasa, Kara Nyasa. Kara is the hand. Anga, using one of the senses. And Hrudaya, having bhavana, faith and surrender. So only chanting the mantra Om will not be beneficial. Involvement of the senses. Kara, that is the hand. Therefore, we hold the japamala. And then Hrudaya, having the understanding of surrender towards the mantra. Bhavana is important. So it is said that there is no definition in the Vedas of the two. Which two? Ishvara and the Guru. There is no definition also for the Guru. They can be only experienced through bhavana, the emotion that rises up in the heart when we are in their proximity. And we don't feel this in anybody else's proximity. Only when we listen to them, we are samipa. Only when we are around them, this bhavana wells up in the heart. It swells, it asks us to continue further on the path. It gives a vairagya. There is no other thought in the mind, only we are listening to the Guru. So when such a feeling is experienced, we say, oh, this is my Guru. So Guru and Ishvara, there is no definition. Like there is in Hindi, we say Paras Patthar. I would not know the exact name in English for this stone, but it is a stone which turns iron into gold. I'm sure you must have heard of such a kind of stone which turns iron into gold. So Guru is said to be above this stone. This stone will turn iron into gold, but will not make the iron like itself. It will make one metal into the highest possible, lowest metal into the highest possible, but it will not make the iron like oneself. But when it comes to the Guru, a Guru makes the Shishya or student like oneself. So, greatest of seekers listen to the Guru. In one simple understanding, they realize the Ishvara. But Guru is for the one who has never been in the practice of spirituality. The most benefit of having a Guru, or the purpose for the Guru to be in the world, is to reach out that Shishya who has just begun on the journey, is to reach out that seeker who has all the potential, who has been troubled by the world and needs to be now taken forward onto the journey. So Guru is not worried about the seeker who is doing very good, or who is studying, or who is chanting day and night. The Guru is more worried about the seeker who is trying to manage to make time despite all the other challenges for sadhana. So Guru takes the responsibility of such a sadhana. So when we talk about the japa, when we say that the mantra Om is to be chanted, we say that uh, the mantra is to be chanted in the japa form. So what is this japa? Repetition. And in japa, there are different ways. So just write it down. In japa, we see Vaikiri, loud chanting. Upamshu, murmur. Upamshu, murmur chanting. Manasik, mental chanting. Yes, so three kinds of chanting. That is Vaikhiri, Upamshu and Manasik Japa. How many would we do? One mala. Yes, at least one mala. It takes about 1 hour for 6 japa malas. Japa sadhana. It takes at least 1 hour for 6 japa malas. So 30 minutes for 3 japa malas. 3 japa malas can be easily done in 30 minutes. So the pattern would be Vaikhiri, loud, Upamshu, murmur, Manasik of Om. We cannot only engage into Upamshu, that is murmur, or only Manasik, the vibration of the sound Om, with the enhancement of either A, U, or Ma, as per what you wish, must reach the senses or the ears. Once this vibration is in the environment that we choose, and when we choose the environment, it has to be usually the same place every day. So you see a shift in the energy of the room and in the house. In 40 days, 40 to 45 days, you start seeing a shift in the energy of the room and the place. So Pranava is said to be like the arrow. Pranava mantra, arrow. So you can just write down the mantra Pranava is like the arrow. And the Jiva, the one who is chanting, is like the bow, the Dhanush. And what needs to be reached? Brahma, the realization of the self. And what should be the bhava when we chant the mantra Om Soham, Soham, that I am. We will pause here for today and we will go for chanting of all the sutras once till sutra number 28. Guruji, would you please chant Sutra 1 to 5 for us? And Shivangi ji would chant from 6 to 10. And Shailaja ji 11 to 15. Hitesh ji 16 to 20. Then Lisa ji 21 to 25. And Mandeep ji would take us till 28. And Odette ji would listen to us.
Yeah. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm outside, so I won't be able to.
Okay, Lisa, can you take us
Yeah.
from 21 to the last sutra? 20. Yes.
अथा योगानुशासनम् योगचित्तवृत्तिनिरोधः तदा द्रष्टु स्वरूपे अवस्थानम् वृत्तिस्वरूप्यम् इतरत्र वृत्तये पञ्चतय क्लिष्ट अक्लिष्ट
प्रमाण विपर्याय विकल्प निद्र स्मृतयः प्रत्यक्षानुमाग अनुमानगमः प्रमाणानि विपर्यायो मिथ्याज्ञानम् अतद्रूपप्रतिष्ठम् शब्दज्ञानानुपाति वस्तुशून्यो विकल्पः अभावप्रत्ययालम्बन् वृत्तिनिद्रा.
Yes. 11 to 15. Shailaja ji, who's chanting 11?
I thought I was 15 to, but I can do 11 to 15.
Yes.
अनुभूत विषय असंप्रमोषः स्मृतिः अभ्यास वैराग्याभ्यां तन्निरोधः तत्र स्थितौ यत्नोऽभ्यासः स तु दीर्घकाल नैरन्तर्य सत्कारसेवितो दृढभूमिः दृष्टानुश्रविकविषय वितृष्णस्य वशीकारसंज्ञा वैराग्याम्
तत्परं पुरुषख्यातेर्गुणवैतृष्ण्यम् वितर्क विचार आनंद अस्मिता रूपानुगामात् संप्रज्ञातः विराम प्रत्यय अभ्यास पूर्वा संस्कार शेषोऽन्यः भवा प्रत्ययो विदेह प्रकृतिलयानाम् श्रद्धा वीर्य स्मृति समाधि प्रश्नपूर्वक इतरेषाम्.
Okay. तीव्र संवेगनम् आसन्नः मृत्युमत्यधिमत्रत्वात् ततुपि विशेषः ईश्वर प्रणिधानत्वं क्लेशकर्म विपकर्षय अपरमृष्टः पुरुषविशेषः ईश्वरः तत्र निरतिशयं सर्वज्ञ बीजं सपूर्वेशमपि गुरुः कालेन नवच्छेदत् तस्य वचकः प्रणवः तज्जप तदर्थपवनम्.
Uttam. You just write one line below, last line. प्रकर्षेण नूयते स्तूयते इति प्रणवः. प्रकर्षेण नूयते स्तूयते इति प्रणवः. Yes, we will look at this understanding, conclude it in the next class and progress on the next 3 to 4 sutras. If you have any questions, you may ask today or tomorrow. I hope we are doing the japa sadhana, the mantra Om every day, at least one japamala.
I have a question. Ma'am, it's regarding the bhav. So, could you expand on that a little bit, please?
Sorry, Guruji, I could not read you correctly.
Okay. Ma'am, the bhav, soham.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
Yes. So when we chant the mantra Soham, we chant it so that we feel it. So bhavana or bhava is developed in the heart when we again meditate on the same understanding. So Soham, I am that Om, I am that vibration, I am that one who in which the Ishvara resides. So I am that house of this divine understanding of Ishvara. So when we are chanting Soham, I am the truth I am searching. I am the one I am looking for. I am the all-pervading existence from me. So for now, I feel like a wave, but I am no different than the ocean. Just from the wave, I need to observe myself as the whole of the ocean, not independent of it, but made from it, with it, sthita, established in it. That is Soham. I am that, what I am searching or looking. But the most important takeaway of today's session were the 4 ways. That is Nama, Rupa, then Leela and Dham. As per the level of seeker, they use it. Yes. Yes, Hitesh.
Is Sage Patanjali theistic or atheistic? Like, was he into like bhakti as well?
Not, we cannot say not into bhakti, but expressed more about Raj Yoga.
Okay.
And Gyan.
Yeah, in the interpretation of the Pranava mantra or the 27th Sutra, it brought up saying more of like 4 types, right? Like or 5 types, where the 3 types are more onto like bhakti. So is it like his interpretation is directly taking us into the path of bhakti, or
No. He did not mention the 4. He just mentions the Nama. So as your teacher, it's my role to tell you what are the other 3. So first chapter is Samadhi Pada. That means this is already for the highest level of seeker. Therefore, if you observe, he is not mentioned the other 3. He's only given the Nama. But for us, we should know, okay, if Nama is here, which are the other 3 ways in which one tries to reach the divinity?
and is there any highest form of that thing? Of the 4, what is the highest form? Is there such?
Nama, yes. Out of the 4, highest Nama. Lowest Dhama. Nama, Dhama. So our journey should be from Dhama to Nama. So if you see in any religion also, lowest spiritual prescription like a doctor prescribes is pilgrimage. Take up pilgrimage. Or at least before you conclude this lifetime, before death, at least visit Char Dham. That is 4 important pilgrim places. So that this virakti, vairagya bhava is developed. That is for a common seeker who is a person who has been in the samsara, is attached to the samsara for some time. Travel. So a person feels happy, oh, I will get to travel to go to so and so temple. So that enjoyment, there is a lot of element of enjoyment. And what kind of enjoyment? A group. It's a group practice. Because such a seeker is not able to isolate from a group, therefore needs to be sent into the group for sadhana. The one who is in Nama would be isolated, would not need a group for a spiritual practice. So ones who are in the world, who are already surrounded by too many people, we cannot expect them to sit in the room and meditate. We would actually advise them to go to places where there are groups who practice together or who meditate together, who question together on divinity. So in Hindi, we often say, Dham se Naam tak. Ji Shivangi, you had a question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so in Leela, I just wanted to understand where you said that meditating upon different spiritual experiences. So does it mean, let's say, different things that are happening with us, and we understand why they happen, or is it the experience of others? Or like I did not understand Leela.
Both. Both. So Leela, when we talk about Bhagwan Shri Krishna,
Yes, ma'am.
we talk about a lot of Leela. That means experiences by others who were around Krishna, what they felt like. Or when we talk of a certain guru, a guru does not share his or her own siddhi, but the ones who are around discuss this siddhi or what the guru is like. Or some people say, oh, when I was in the chanting of Pranava, when I was in Japa, something was, going to happen and I realized it while I was in Japa. What is the state we achieve when we are in Japa, when we are chanting the Pranava mantra? All that is to come next. The innate knowledge starts springing up while we are in meditation. Because the mind does not have any distraction, it has the vehicle of the mantra Om. With the Brahmari Pranayam, the mind clears itself of any kind of stress. So, in such a state, why a person starts meditating then? Because a person feels very familiar to every next experience. Nothing is new. Everything feels familiar. Any question one has been seeking, one finds the answer by oneself.
So this is also a way of where the Patanjali sage Patanjali says about the siddhis. So one of the ways of where
No, not
a person can.
one of the ways of chitta vritti nirodha.
Oh, okay. Okay.
One of the ways to stop the cessations in the mind field, to control the vrittis, because if you are into japa, there is no other vritti that springs up.
Okay.
That means naturally
Okay.
the vritti is not there. You're not, the mind is not filled with vritti for that time period of time.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Because what knowledge you're experiencing in this japa is also related to the world only. It's not spiritual knowledge. In the beginning, when you are in the japa, you find the answers to what you're looking for. When you advanced in the meditative practice, you change what you're looking for. But as long as you're a part of the world, the questions that you have are related to them.
Hmm.
See.
Bhavishji, I have a question.
Please, yes.
So you said Shodasha Nyasa, right? And so what are all of those?
Shodasa, not the time for us now, but let's see. If in the future, first we do the 3 once we are in practice, but definitely with other texts, especially when we talk about texts of Mimamsa. So in other philosophies, we explore the other. But for now, only the understanding that there are 16 Nyasa out of the 16. Yeah.
Okay.
Shailajaji, you have a beautiful, very good energy.
I also want to make a question if I can. It's more like just to understand if I'm understanding. The question of others were about bhava first, and like bhava, if I understood, it's the motion we put. It rises in our heart while we are meditating, and so the bhava for Om chanting, it's soham. It's like trying to feel what I am connected to the Om, that is the creation. So the experience of being whole. Is
Yes.
this?
Yes. So,
But then
commonly, when we talk about bhava, especially we are walking through a dark street late night, we may or may not, though there is danger, but we start chanting the name of our favorite god in that moment. And something makes us walk from one end of the dark street to the other end of the dark street. We are so confident. Before taking the nama, we are not confident. But as we are chanting, what happens? We walk through the entire dark path knowing nothing is going to happen. That is bhava. So the mantra is same, but the more bhava that you apply, oh, this is where I surrender. And why nama? Because all through the life, I feel my name, my own name, the greatest. Beyond this nama, there is another nama of Ishvara. So when I take other nama, that is Ishvara, I also feel that I am limited. The ego sense diminished. There is another name than this identity or I. So both ways it works. One, it helps in surrendering. Second, the bhava that with this instrument, so like in the darkest of street, I walk fearlessly. Similarly, with this instrument, I am going to realize the Ishvara. I am going to realize my complete self as a part of the whole existence. So this bhava, that yes, this is the instrument, it should be there.
But then I have also another question, also about lila. Like I got confused a little bit. I think lila, we said it's meditating upon some experiences of other people or some states of being.
Glories. We say glory. The word would be glories.
Glories. Okay, okay. Now it. So it's like when you suggested us to study the lives of great yogis, it's about lila.
Lila.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. I think most of the questions have been answered. We will conclude for today with Purnamadaha. Bring our palms together at the heart center. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnamah Purnasya Purnamada Purnamah Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently bow your head down. Feel grateful for this practice. Thanks Sage Patanjali for making this knowledge available for us. Be grateful to everyone who makes this journey possible. Thank your gurus. Thank yourself. When you're ready, gently lift your head up. Open your eyes. Externalize. Hari Om. Thank you for sharing this session with me. We meet again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Shubh Raj.
Very good.